Hello everybody, yeah, it's the next day. The firing finished last night in my converted electric kiln, which has been converted from electricity over to propane gas, firing with 2 weed burners. And I had purposely I had a rather slow start, because with 2 burners I had to turn them right down very little, and even when I'd had it on for about at least an hour and a half, I thought, well, I'll just turn it up a little bit, and I did hear a pot explode, so I quickly turned it back again. And although all the pots were dry, no question about that. Eventually, when I was a little bit more confident that we'd passed the danger phase, I began to turn it up. Kiln actually finished, I seem to remember it finished around about 9:30. So it started up sometime after 4 o'clock, but very, very slow. So it was really something like a 5-hour firing. Anyway, I just thought, let's go over there and have a look at it. I've got the top open now, it's kind of cooled down. It's now something like 4 o'clock the day after. Today is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So let's go check it out, see what we've learned. Here she is. As you can see, I've got the lid propped open there, and let's see if we can put the camera in the same position as what it was when I packed it. I'll just bring it down. Actually, I think I want to just bring it back a bit, so just so we're not quite so on top of it. So yeah, there we are. Let's just take some of the things out. First thing I look for, is how hard the biscuit is, because we don't want it too hard, do we? I didn't use a cone with this. There's some pots here I made a while ago. These garlic pots. Incidentally, I did read somewhere that garlic pots should be made out of porous clay, not high-fired stoneware clay, but they should be made out of a porous kind of terracotta, and preferably not glazed. It helps keep the garlic nice and dry. I'm not sure which lid is which here. These. So I'm just going to remove those, put them up there. We want to move on a bit with this. It's still actually quite hot. I've had the lid open now for a while. You can see how I've packed this. See, that's a good healthy sound. That's what I'm aiming for. Sounds good to me. What I want to try to find out is the difference in temperature between the top of the kiln and the bottom of the kiln, and if there is much difference. So there's always a bit of difference, I think, in kilns generally between the top and the bottom. It's just if it's, let's say, it's within an acceptable range, you know. I like this biscuit. This is nice. It's not too soft, and flower pot. one of those flower pots I did with a slip. Remember the red slip I kind of brushed over? It was actually a stoneware clay. Same as this guy. So far so good. Just putting the pots on the steps there. A few of these little jugs. These jugs which I was doing with these slightly experimental pouring lips, where you remember I cut it off, or I shaved the area here with a knife just to give it that sharp edge. But I don't know if you can see or notice, but it's inclined in, so the sharp edge is not right on the outside here, hopefully protecting it. Milk jugs, whatever we decide they're going to be. Another garlic pot there. We're getting down to the bottom now, the bottom shelf. So I've got the sand in here, so I've got to take the sand out, put it in the bucket. So I'll just have that there handy. See the sand in the bottom there? Now I've got to take these shelves out. This shelf first. Let's just have a look, see what you can see. Because we need to get down in there a bit more now. Yeah. If you remember, that's what you saw me packing when we were in the pack. And I've done these little fellas. These were supposed to be like flower pots, slightly floral. Not sure what I actually like them really. However, such is life. You know, you find that not everything you like you make. I mean, not everything that you make you like. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? It's just... We're all like that though. Sometimes we make pots that we're not really so sure of. Yeah. Okay. I've got a lot of GP balls down here. Which I'm just going to have to empty the sand out. Back down there. La la. You can hear me, I'm pouring the sand back down into the bucket which is on the floor there. I'll just put these guys over there for the minute. When I first started making pots for my dad, I can remember my dad was David Leach. Anyway, when I first started making pots for him, I'd have to go and unpack the kit, unpack the biscuit kiln, you know, and had a lot of my dad's work in there, porcelain bowls, porcelain teapots. And then I had to load them onto a board, ware board, and carry them through into the other part of the pottery. And I had to sort of negotiate this kind of really narrow doorway with this board full of my dad's fluted porcelain teapots. Quite nerve-wracking. Sometimes I would sort of catch the end of the board as I went out of the room and through into the next room. The teapots and everything would sort of would rattle and shake and sway on the board. I don't recall anyway losing any, but it's good practice. My dad was always one for trying to get in as many pots as he could into the kiln, you know, squeezing them in everywhere. You know, I'm not really noticing much difference between the top and the bottom here, temperature wise. Everything seems to have fired pretty well. I can't see anything that's got a crack in it or anything. So, no seconds. Put all the pots there on the steps so that in a minute I'll put the camera that way and you can be surprised. You know, yesterday as I was packing this, I said to you, I may not get all these pots in, I wasn't sure. I got them easily, got them all in, plus I had to go upstairs and get more pots. So I, you know, it actually swallowed up quite a lot of pots altogether. I've just placed them randomly here on the steps, partly because it was just convenient to me to get them out of the kiln and stick them there. But yes, yeah, pretty good. Now if you, oh, that's interesting. It's got a crack in the shelf. Phew. It's a brand new shelf, that. This bottom shelf is brand new and it's got a crack across it. Look at it. Silicon carbide shelf. What I was going to go on to say was that as I say, because it was a new shelf, didn't have any batt wash on it at all. So I did mix up some batt wash, and I didn't have any alumina, so I borrowed some from Bruce over at Peters Valley. Kindly lent me some. And I basically mixed it up 50-50 by weight, china clay and alumina, and that gives me this liquidy, white syrupy, custardy, well, rather watery custard, which I then wash over the shelves. Okay, so 50-50 alumina and china clay by weight I did it. So there we are folks, that's the firing. Yeah, as far as I can see it was successful. So yeah, hang on, I wanted to show you these pots here that we've got on the steps there, because there they all are, you see. Not a bad little array of pots out of that little kiln over there. So good. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next clip. We'll do some more. Probably what I've got to do now is I've got to mix up some glazes, because I need to mix up a fresh batch of glaze, so I'll be mixing up some celadon glaze, and I've got a recipe for a Chino glaze, which is exciting. So I want to get that mixed up. And if my brother Jeremy gets to me my recipes from lower down, I want also a Temaku and another higher temperature celadon. So keep practicing. See you soon. Bye bye.